Welcome back for another developer preview video for Magical Fairy Force Champion Edition. Got a few things I'd like to show off here. Most of the work I've been doing over the last few weeks has been on less visible things like the CPU AI, which has improved significantly since the last time I posted. Still needs some work, but it's there. It works pretty well. It's got a stable foundation that I can build on. Haven't quite gotten around to implementing difficulty levels, but I should be able to do that without too much difficulty. So, a couple things to show off here. The first one is that we've got the new artwork in for the evil Queen Zevasha. Now, I've started putting together a more detailed gallery mode. At the moment, the only one of these options that does anything is the character biographies. And all the character biographies actually do right now is just show the large character art. So this is the new Zevasha redesign. There's more of this artwork. You'll probably see it in one of the other modes. So of the other modes, the tournament mode is the one that's been getting the most attention lately. So I wanted to branch out. So at the moment I have 8 different tournament modes planned. I'm not going to go into the details of what these mean, and I may add some more later. But single and double elimination are pretty straightforward. At the moment, I have 2 of these functioning. Those are the single elimination and the team single elimination. I'll show one of these off real quick. So you can go anywhere from 3 to 16 players. I'll go for a full 16. And I still only have 8 characters in here, so I'll enter every character twice. So here's an example of the tournament bracket. And at the moment, each character has an identifying player number. I may have a system that allows you to enter your initials or something like that down the line. Haven't really put too much thought into that yet. And it's a fully functional tournament system. So from here, we would go into our first match. Now let's go ahead and lose it really quick. Okay. And this will take us back to the tournament screen. You can see that player number 6 has advanced to the next round. And yeah, like I said, it all works. There's actually some of the new Zevasha artwork I was talking about. I'll go ahead and lose again. So yeah, that's the single player single elimination tournament, and this functions at every player count, which took a little bit of work, mostly because this can get complicated at some of the more unusual player counts. Like, for example, say an 11 player tournament. Now just go ahead and enter some characters here. And as you can see, you need to insert buys for a lot of these things, and it's just a random pick. So player 11 got lucky on this one and got the first round buy. But again, it's fully functional. Everything works out. As you can see, the winner of this match will hook up with the player who got the buy. So as I lose real quick, that is functioning. As I mentioned earlier, I've also got the team tournament working. So this is the 2-on-2 mode, and again, you can go all the way up to 16 teams. And this is kind of the extreme. I'll go ahead and do that. So we'll enter 4 of each character. Although, I'm teaming everyone up with themselves because it's consecutive. Well, I think I may have just screwed it up. I'll just throw them. Oops, skip the bracket. Well, we'll go ahead and lose this match and go back to the bracket. Usually doesn't take too long to lose. Something I've done is I've stepped up the intensity of the game in the 4-player mode. So here's the team bracket. And it functions pretty much the same way as the single-player bracket. There are some cosmetic issues I need to address late in the tournament. Space gets kind of tight, so I'm going to need to mess around with a few things, but that should be fairly easy. And I'm next planning to move on to the double elimination brackets. which are going to be a little tricky. I'm not sure I have to do some creative placement to get everything to fit with those. But I love double elimination tournaments, so it'll be fun to get that working. And since every double elimination tournament contains a complete single elimination tournament, I've already got half the work done. Plus, there's a lot of common bracket code that will be used by the loser's bracket object once I start writing that, so that will be cool. So I'll just go ahead and bail out of this tournament. And one thing I don't have is a proper tournament ending with like an overall win screen or something like that. When you complete the tournament, it just goes back to the title screen. But yeah, so once I do double elim, team double elimination will follow immediately since it's mostly the same code. And then 4 out of these 8 tournaments will be functioning at that point. And I can start looking at some of the other 4 and maybe some other ideas I come up with. And I'll probably show those off as they get done, to show off what what the basic idea is behind a lot of them. Surprisingly, I ended up not really drawing much from Eternal Champions CD, which was an inspiration for this tournament mode. I went back and found a copy of the manual for that and went through looking at the tournaments, and they weren't as cool as I remembered. There were some interesting ones in there, but a lot of them either just didn't seem that great anymore or couldn't really be done with the way this game plays. But hey, I've got 8 tournament modes, which is more than a lot of games have, and I still might think of more, so there's that. So that's where we are right now. So things are still moving along, and hopefully in a couple weeks we'll have even more interesting things done, and I can post a video bringing everyone up to date.